Hi everyone. Welcome to the session of startup workshops. And today we'll be having how to grow your Bahraini business using technology workshop. So before starting the workshop, I'm going to talk about startup workshops. So what are startup workshops? They are the workshops that are being organized by Startup Magazine, and they are helping the startups in Bahrain to build their own business, learn new skills, and improve their businesses and how to grow them up. These workshops are supported by the US government embassy through MEPI, in addition to Tamkeen, Zain Bahrain, Obai and Hill, Majra, and Manama Shapers. Of course, you're following Startup Magazine on Instagram and Twitter and other social media. Startup Magazine is a Bahrain-based community, and it have a lot of events, a lot of workshops and contents that are in the magazine itself that helps and is concerned about the startups in Bahrain. In addition to that, this is the one before the last workshop. So if you missed the previous workshop, make sure that you don't miss the next one that's going to be in September, how to build and manage business in Bahrain. You can register and see the workshop details and this link that you can see on the presentation. And please make sure that don't miss these workshops. The feedback that we received from the previous workshop are really great, and it helped a lot of startups to grow and to help their startup to be better and with new skills, with better tools and better information for them. So whatever I present in this workshop doesn't necessarily represents the Department of State of United States and the strategic partners. This workshop, this time it's virtual, so there will not be any kind of photography for you. But again, your questions, any additions that you have are going to be can be used for our marketing or documentation or for any promotional material. So what we are going to discuss today, what you are going to see here today. First of all, you have the Q&A, and you can ask any questions anytime, and I'll make sure to be able to answer them. We are going to have breaks. We don't have any guest speakers today, but in the end of the workshop, we'll have a mentorship, and I will announce the details of the mentorship, a one-to-one mentorship that you can have with me or with any other workshops if you attended any of them, to help you within the technology part or whatever is being presented in this workshop. You can get connected to us through workshops@startupmagazine.com if you have any questions or if you need any further information. So this workshop is going to be in 2 days. The first day, we are looking into extending your customer reach through technology. And the second day is using technology to enhance your operations, and what are the new technologies that you can adopt and take your business to the next level. But as for today, what we are focusing on is if you have a business today and you want to extend your reach to further than whatever you are having today, and I'm going to show you few steps that you need to take before to take your startup to the next level for reach through technology. Yes, we are having some opportunities for internships. You can see here on the screen. You can apply through the email that you are seeing on the screen through our partners, Hayatech, Obai and Hill, and Manama Tech. Feel free to apply for these, and good luck with that. And in addition to the workshop that you are seeing and the magazine content itself, They are having gathering and panels, and in addition to startup huddles, so which you can pitch your ideas and showcase your business idea and get feedback, get insights, and the experts which are there that are hosted in these huddles will be able to take you to the next level and help you with your startup. Make sure to follow the social media pages of Startup Magazine and to be able to get the latest information. So here I am. So I'm Ahmed Haji. I will be giving you this workshop, and I am currently head of business solutions in National Bank of Bahrain. I'm handling the design and implementation, handling the architecture of the applications that we are having. I have experience in mobile development, web development, and my whole life was a developer. And now and in addition to data management and data analysis, I used to work in Betilco and Ithmar Bank. So I have experience in communication and banking, in addition to development itself, which is something that I always enjoyed to do. So here are the workshop outlines for this workshop. As I told you earlier, in the day one, we are going to look into how to extend your reach. And sorry, I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, it got out. I want to extend how to extend your reach through websites, through applications, social media, and online marketing and communication. The world changed, and we are not the way that we used to be 10 or 15 years ago. Today is everything online, and after the COVID-19 pandemic that happened here, a lot of things moved to online, and we need to adapt to that. Working offline doesn't work anymore for us, and we will not be able to reach to our customer base without having an online presence. So today I'm going to give you the first steps for you that you need to get an online presence for your business or your startup. First of all, the first topic that we are going to discuss here is how to extend your customer reach. First step is having a website. Having a website for your business is it's a very important thing. You cannot survive in this current market without a website for your business. Yes, you can have some social media accounts and all, but again, having your home in the internet, as we can go into explain right now, is a very significant part of having your online presence. So why we should go online? Why should we go online? Again, as I told you, you need your presence online. People gonna reach to you. People, when they look for your name, when they look for any of your products, they're gonna use the search engines. When they're trying to make advertisement, they will reach to your website. So, and especially in today's market, it's a necessary thing to have a website for yourself, for your startup, sorry. So what is a website? I believe most of you gonna know what's a website, and you already visited one. So a website is a page on the internet that's going to have information about you, and the users can do stuff related to your products. So just imagine if I'll explain. I'll just bring an example. It's Talabat. Talabat is a very known website that we use all the time, website and application that we use all the time. And that we interact with. It's not just a demo for their products. But again, there are some websites that are only as viewing products and showing whatever services that you are providing, especially if your services are physical and are not something that can be delivered online. So for having a website, there are a few stuff that you need to know. First of all, we all know what's internet. It's the thing that connects us with those websites, these applications, and these other services that we are having. So your website is your house that you're gonna have your content in. Web hosting is the land that you are hosting, that you are hosting your website on, which means kind of a land that you're having your house on. And the domain name is the address. This is how people gonna reach you. This is how people gonna know you. It's your name, it's your website's name, and this is the address that people reach to you. So this is an example of what is a domain name. I think you all are familiar with it. So it's usually HTTP, and there is subdomain, which on the most websites are www. But again, this is something that you can customize it yourself. And there is the name and the extension. So the name is the name of your business, and the extension is kinda defines what type of business that you are having. So for extensions, we have multiple extensions that I think you are familiar with, such as .com, .net. You've seen websites with .bh. You've seen websites with .org. But again, if you are having a startup and you are having a business, what you are looking for is .com. And if you are targeting only local market, then the BH. Or even if it's something global, but it is nationalized and having some kind of national identity, then the .bh is a good choice for an extension for you. You can see here that there are a lot of other extension type. So you do have .tel, .asia, .biz, .mobi, .net, .info. So as a startup, I don't recommend you to go for any of those, except if you can handle that and properly in a marketing way, that it will be part of your brand. If it's not part of your brand, or it's not representing the business line that you are in, then your safe options are either .com or .bh. So starting with .bh, as per today, .bh are provided by Betelco. They are the provider of .bh domains. It costs 15 BD as a setup fee, and then 3 BD per month to keep it for you. They will require a CR, and they will require a Betelco landline under the CR, in addition to the TRA approval. To have your domain, you can contact the email that you are seeing on the screen here, biz@betelco.com. And this is the only option to get .bh domains. And in addition, you'll have the other option that you're having is the .com domain. What do you need for .com domain? Just $10, almost $10, $10 to $11 per year, which you can use your credit card to register through any of domain providers. You can see here a big list of domain providers: Namecheap, Hoover, GoDaddy, and all of them, like it's your option, and you can go and choose any one of them. Some people prefer GoDaddy. They have local support, not local, they have Arabic support. They are having a regionalized call center, in addition to having a very good customer experience. Some of them go for some other providers such as Namecheap, which is honestly is not as it sounds. Honestly, I find it more expensive than other providers as well. And some of them look for some all-in-one provider, which can be HostGator, which will provide to you hosting that I'll explain in the next slides. And it's up to you, or whatever you want to choose here. So now, yeah. Now, after taking your websites, you need to have a hosting for yourself. So these websites, most of them you saw them in the previous slide, and all of them provide hosting as of for your website. It's not just the domain, and they provide email for you too. So if you got your domain, such as ahmedhaji.com, and you want your email hosted on your domain, so it will be ahmed@ahmedhaji.com or whatever business that you are having. And these hosting websites are providing for you email solution as well. Any questions so far? You can use the Q&A features on Teams to have any questions, if you have any questions here. All right. Now going to the next page, which is the web hosting. So what is web hosting? As I told you, your website will have content, and this content needs some place to be hosted in. Yes, you can have them on your computer, but you don't want to give access to the whole world to your computer, and everyone can access your website through your computer. So you need some place to have your website hosted on. And traditionally, in the old days, whenever you wanted to have a website, you needed to get a server yourself, hosted on your premise, and the actual server and physical server that you had to buy the hardware, install the software on it, and host your website content on that server. And the maintenance would be a headache. You will have to take care of the updates, of the security patches, and all of these details. As the internet grew, more options became available. Now you can see there is many options for hosting. Shared hosting, dedicated VPS, and even cloud, the word that we'll get to tomorrow and explain to you what is the cloud and what's all the fuss about cloud that you are hearing. Now, for your business, you can have two types of hosting. There is managed hosting, where there is someone that is managing the server for you and take care of it for you, and all you need to do is upload your website and show it there. Or unmanaged hosting, that you will need some tech experience to be able to handle it. Here you can see the difference between the type of hosting that you are having. Shared hosting is one server that probably it's going to be affordable for you, easy to start, but you don't have any control on the server itself, and the server will be shared between you and other websites. If you're not expecting high traffic on your website, or you're not expecting a lot of visits to your website, then shared hosting is your best option here. And it's the most affordable and very cheap to start with. It can go low as $1 or $3 a month for you. Dedicated hosting is similar to shared hosting, but no one else would be on the server that you're having. Again, here is the downside here is you need some kind of experience to be able to handle a dedicated hosting. And you'll need some kind of management to be able to manage this website, your server, and host the website properly in it. Then we have VPS hosting. VPS hosting is usually, you will have a server and you can manage multiple websites on it. If your business grew, if you're having multiple businesses that you need a website for each of them and they're having high traffic online, then you need a VPS hosting. At that time, you will need some kind of technical people to be able to handle that. And finally, you will having cloud hosting. Cloud hosting is different from every kind of hosting that we had before. There is no single server that you are hosted on. There is no limitation, so you can start small and extend your resources as you grow up. The bad thing, like, this is the easy part of it. The hard part is it requires an actual IT knowledge to be able to host stuff on cloud. Yes, there are some websites that provide you an easy way to handle your websites there, but it's possible to host it in a cloud in an easy way. But again, you'll still need some kind of technical knowledge to do that. Noor, I'm coming to your question in the next slide. And I explained whatever in this slide earlier. So okay, Amal. Noor, I'm coming to your question later. It's coming in the agenda for our session. And Amal, so you need an example for each type of hosting. Again, you as an end user, you will not see what kind of hosting that any website is hosted on. Usually only the backend people will see what type of the hosting is having, as this website is having. But again, as an example, for the first three, the most famous one is, I'm not saying the most famous, but they are the most common one is GoDaddy hosting, or you're having HostGator, as I showed you in this slide. So these websites are providing shared hosting. And when you go to have the hosting here, you will see the price difference between them. And for a starter, this is the only difference that you're going to see. So the price is different, and you'll find every type of these hostings there. And as I told you, shared hosting, yeah. So the shared hosting, you will find it as a shared hosting, and this is that you can choose. So if you want to go for some advanced hosting and based on your business requirements, you can go for the next one. But shared hosting will be a good starting point for you. Marwa, I have an easy solution for you, and that I will come to it later. But again, you still need a website. You need to buy a domain and hosting by yourself and install a website yourself. Probably not, but again, you will need a website. So now, email. For emails, there are multiple options to do it. The easy way is using your web hosting or domain provider to provide you with the email. And usually it comes free or with a very minimum cost to add email to your hosting plan. And it will provide you basic email. You can connect it to Outlook or Mail or whatever application you're having. But if you want to have some kind of further control, a better interface, these are few options that such as Zoho is free, and Google Suite and Office 365, which are $5 per user per month. These two will give you even stuff further than emails, not just the emails. It will provide you further tools than there. As you can see here, when you go for Google Suite or Google Suite or Office 365 or Zoho, it's not the email that you are getting. You are getting cloud storage, you are getting collaboration tools, you are getting some kind of productivity tools such as Excel or PowerPoint or OneNote. You're having customer support tools in case of Zoho. And if you are going with Zoho, I have some good, not just good, it's a very great offer for you here. Startup Bahrain platform gonna offer you $1,800 of free Zoho wallet credit. With this 1,800, you can use any of integrated web and mobile applications to run on a startup on a cloud on Zoho. So make sure that get this free credit and use it for your startup. Using Zoho is easy, and with this credit, it will open a lot of doors for you to be able to integrate and use different stuff on Zoho for free. Yeah. So we're still going technical here. Don't worry about that. We are going to the easy part later for you guys. So now you have a domain name and your website is hosted somewhere on some server. You need to put this address on that website. So there is something called DNS server. And this DNS server is what is linking your browser to that website. So when you type google.com, Google is hosted in multiple servers around the world. So there will be a DNS server in the middle that takes you exactly to Google and guide your browser how to reach the server that the content of that website is hosted on. Here's an example of a DNS setup. You can see different stuff here. There's a record type, and usually when you get a host, when you register your domain name and you have your host there, when you register your domain name and you have your hosting, both of them will provide you a extensive guide how to connect your domain name to your host and to your email too. Okay. A market, I'm not sure of that. If you have, you mean the Zoho credit, correct? Or do you mean the Zoho as a platform for your cloud services? So if it's the credit, I'm not sure. Please check on a startup week, a startup as a credit. Yes, you need to check on the startup magazine website. I'm not sure how it's going to be used. I can get back to you after our break. So any further questions? I know that the first part was a bit technical and there's a lot of terminologies that was added here to you. What is domain name, what is hosting, and what is DNS. So as a recap here, we explained to you what is the domain name, what's the website, and what is your hosting, and where to go to get to each of them, how to have your domain email. And guys, if you have your startup, if you have your own business, uh, don't ever use your Gmail or your Hotmail account for your business. It's not, it doesn't look professional. It's not something that's gonna improve your brand. It's not something that's gonna help to have recognition for your business as it's supposed to do. So always get your own email and with your own domain name. So uh, yes, we're taking a break now for 10 minutes and see you at 7:10. Cool? Hi guys, I'm back. So we're going to continue now. So a market question. A market ask, can I use Zoho even if I'm using hosting service and have my business emails with them? Uh, yes, but again, that can go. That will be taken to Zoho for their approval. You can apply for it through Startup Magazine website, and they will take it to Zoho. And upon Zoho, they will approve it for you, or hopefully not reject it. I have a question as well from Hassa Behzad. She's asking, hi Ahmed, late question, but for the shared hosting, who am I going to share the hosting with? Can you please elaborate on that? So in shared hosting, you are going to be sharing the server, the physical server itself, with some other websites. The hosting provider will decide which websites are there in that hosting. What does it matter for you? Sometimes these websites are resource heavy, and probably maybe they are going to use some high resources of the server. That's going to cause slowness on your website too. So again, if your website requires fast speed and you require quick reaction between the customers and your website, then I don't prefer for you to go for a shared hosting. But again, if your website is just informative and there is no any kind of interaction between the user and the website, then the shared hosting will be good for you. I hope that answers your question. There's another question from Marwa. Marwa says, I created a business type of Gmail. Is that okay? Or I need to change? Honestly, having your email on your own domain, it will help with the brand. It will help with the authenticity of your business. So when people reach your email, they will feel that it's more authentic than if you had some email as of in Gmail. So this is gonna give the assurance to your customer that they are reaching the correct person and the correct business, and they will be having a reply from an official business representative. Anyone can create a Gmail with any name that they want. I can go today and create an email that's called let's just assume some startup magazine with a different letter here or there at gmail.com. But what guarantees you that this email is handled by some representative from Startup Magazine? So having your domain for your business is a necessary. Yes, it's not a must, but honestly, from the customer perspective, I will feel more comfortable emailing an email that is having at businessname.com rather than having a Hotmail or Gmail or whatever else that we are having here. So Marwa, it's fine if you continue with Gmail, but I recommend you to go with a domain name for your email. And we have 2 questions left here in the Q&A, and which we'll answer during the rest of the presentation. So, next one. Building your own website. How do we build a website? This needs some kind of technical knowledge, but again, we are in 2020, and honestly, there are enough tools to be able to build your website without having a bit of technical knowledge, and we'll come to them. So what is responsive design? Responsive design is a website that works on desktop and mobile application. And this is, in this day, is a must. Most people access the internet through their mobiles. I believe most of you are, for casual browsing, they are using their mobiles, and they are reaching to website through the social media that they are accessing through their mobiles. So it's important to have responsive design for what your website that's going to be viewable and usable on your mobile. 5-10 years later, earlier, people didn't access internet through their mobiles. Our mobiles were not handling web pages properly until the smartphones era came and the website started to change, and we are having now websites that are mobile first, and they're focusing on web and mobile before even starting to develop their web interface. Instagram is a very big example of that. The application or Instagram by itself was mobile first and was only accessible through mobile without having any web interface. But again, this depends on what is the target for your startup. So if you are targeting mass market, then yes, you need to have a web interface in addition to mobile interface, which can be achieved easily through responsive design. Yeah, so Noor Ali what is asking, I have a website that I created myself. It looks good on the desktop version. However, unfortunately, it looks sloppy on the mobile version. Do you have any recommendation of fixing it? If you had the experience to build a website using creating a website by yourself, then you need to read into responsive design. It will help you to find out how you're gonna make it usable on mobile and usable on desktop without having any issues. We're gonna have more. We're gonna elaborate more on that within the coming slides. So, should we build an application instead? Well, it depends again on your website too, or your target too. Yes, a website is important, but again, there are some kind of businesses that doesn't need a website. There is no information that needs to be presented to the users or to the customers. You will need an application that is going to interact with the user, give them the ability to order stuff, as an example, or do calculations, or do some kind of fixes and these kind of things. But again, it's different from a business to business. It's different from a startup to startup. Not every startup, not every business needs an application, and not every business needs a website. But honestly, and the amount of the businesses that doesn't need a website is very, very low. So probably if you're having a business, a website for you is a must. But application, when do I need to to have an application? This is something that I need to come to. So what are our options to build a website? First of all is learn to code. I believe all of you are already busy with your startups and you wouldn't have time to do the coding yourself. Using a website builder, there are some tools that can be used to build a website easily. But again, they will not give you the full control that you need to do. Some of the applications, some of the websites will need some more comprehensive details into the website itself that's not available on these website builders. You can hire a developer, and if your website is having some of interactions or some of unique features that is required to have custom development for, then yes, you need to hire a developer for yourself that's gonna build the website for you and the way that you want it, and in the way that interacts with the customer the perfect way. And the last way to do it is the SaaS-based hosting platform. SaaS is service. Sorry, I forgot what's the acronym now. Yeah, software as a service. So you are not owning that website. You are having this website as a service for yourself. And I'm coming to some very good examples that are built on SaaS-based hosting platforms. Next one. So what are the website building stages? You're going to start with the phase one. This is in case that you hired a developer or you're developing it by yourself. So you will have to start with the planning. Plan what you need to what do you need for your website? What are the content of your website? This all needs to be planned before starting even reaching to a developer. You have to have your own idea of what the website is going to look like, and then deliver this idea to your developers or to whoever you're hired, or when you're going to apply it on through a website builder or anything. So after that, you're done with the planning and you collected the data, you've done your analysis and the customer behavior that you're having, then it's the design. The design is usually can be happening with internal designers or by yourself using online tools that's going to help you in building wireframes for your website. You need to design every page of your website and to know exactly what goes into each page of them. And once you've done that, you will reach to your coders or your developers, and they will code whatever your vision is, whatever the content that you needed to have on that website into a live prototype for you. And when you are happy about the website itself, again, it's hard to translate all of your needs to a developer brain. So there will be back and forth. He's going to develop something for you. You're going to have some comments on it, and he will execute these comments. So make sure that whatever view you're having is represented on that website in a proper way, that not going to get the customers away from your website. And later you have lunch, but after launching your website, don't leave it as it is there. There is a maintenance going on for the website. The content needs to be always changed. The content needs to be always proper and updated. It's not a one-time thing that you're gonna launch a website and stays as it is forever. You need to have people or yourself being able to update and add stuff to your website. So what is the responsive design? As I explained earlier, responsive design is the websites that works on mobile and laptops and big screens, small screens, tablets, with one code, but with a different design. And it will help you to have a single place that you're gonna post your content and everything there without needing to worry about the different platforms the user is going to access. I'm seeing a bit of questions here. I'm coming back to them after I finish that part of the presentation, since some of the questions I'm having the answers for them here. So we are here now, websites versus apps. Before going for an application, you need to answer this question. Do my website actually needs an application? Does the application have anything that's gonna make the users install the application on my phone? Someone like me, I'm having a limited set of applications on my phone. I will not install an application for a website that is just going to give me information. The applications, like we have limit, like, yes, the storages of the phone are getting bigger and bigger, but again, I want the storage for my photos and my pictures and the videos that I'm taking and the music that I'm having and the videos that I'm watching. And honestly, the applications are growing and growing in their sizes. So I will not need another application that I'm going to use once a month to be sitting on my phone and not being used all the time. So if your application is not adding any value to the customer and everything that is possible through that application is possible through the website, then there is no need for an application. So a question here is Hassan's question. She's asking about mirror application. Do you recommend to start with it since it's cheaper than regular apps? I believe, sorry, but mirror applications are kind of a strange term for me. But again, I believe they are the applications that are using your website as the backend for them. So what's the point of the application? It's just another icon in the user's mobile. I don't see the reason of building an application that is just going to mimic your website without adding any values to the users there. But this is some personal opinion. Some applications are having, some websites are having their applications as mimicking their website without any extra additions there, but the users are using that because it's easier access for them to reach there. I hope that answers your question. Noor, yes, as I told you, if you see you need to have an icon for your website on the users desktops or users mobile phones, and you find it that it is going to be beneficial for you, then there are some applications you can reach me later and I'll give it to you that they are kind of wrapper of your website. So the website resides there as just a kind of a wrapper for your website that's gonna show the application for you. So show the website for you through an icon. There are some applications that are having that, but again, it's not a recommended experience for the users. Marwa is asking about the websites that help people to do a website, and this is something that I'm coming to later in this presentation. So again, building an application. The main reason, or sorry, the main thing that you need to consider in your application is keeping it simple. Applications like Instagram, like Twitter, like even TikTok or Facebook, all of them started very simple. And this is what gained them the user base that they are having. User doesn't, if they are new to any application, they do not want to have a complicated interface that they are not going to get used to. So if you're having a complicated interface from the beginning, that's going to just drive the users away from your application. So keeping it simple is a key factor for success of your application. The second thing is good design. It is the first thing any user is going to see. It's the first thing that any user is going to interact with. So remember that to have a good design for your application, and if a user downloads your application and saw a bad design, it's hard for him to go back and download the application again. And I think you all experience that. When you download some organization's application and you cannot use it properly, then you'll just have a bad experience with it and you will not go back and download this application again. Third thing is find a developer. Yes, you can build applications using tools, but honestly, none of those applications that are being created using these tools are going to have a good user experience. So you need to have your own developer, or sorry, you need to find your development company or developer, or maybe internal in your company itself if you are big enough to have your internal developer, or if your application gonna have new features from time to time, you're gonna have features time to time to justify having your internal developers. And finally, market your applications. Your applications will not pay off at the cost that you paid for developing it if you don't have if you don't market it properly. So you need to market your applications through different platforms. So as I'm seeing now, Ithmar Bank is having a new application. I'm seeing advertising for the application itself everywhere. The bank itself is it's a bank, and the application is not their main business. But again, they are putting advertising for their application everywhere, because it's a crucial part of the user experience for the whole banking experience. We have some banks that are already residing into an application, and Ila Bank is a big example of that. So we are having different approaches for application, but marketing your application is a necessary thing, even if it's not the main driver for your business. Even if you are in a different aspect of the business, then but your application is going to drive your business higher and provide traffic for your business itself. So for app building stages, there's agile methodology. It's something that is currently very common for mobile application. So the agile methodology keeps the application always updated, always new. And as you can see here, after project initiation and your building and assessment and building your scope and doing assessment for your needs, you will have a review and feedback. Then you will do your research and build your wireframes, and after that you're gonna have another review and feedback. You're gonna make the design and you have a review and feedback and design of that. Coding, you get the application updated and having the application ready, you're gonna have a feedback on that. So you're interfering in every stage of that development of the application. And instead of giving the requirement for the developer and waiting until the end, and getting some disappointment, which at that time fixing it gonna take more time and gonna have more cost for you. This is an example, building a website with code. Some people will prefer to do that. If your business is kind of technology related, it's good to have your code and your website code hosted by you. So that brings Zahra Abdul Karim question here. She's asking if you want to develop our website by our own, how to know the best tools to do it? Because we have many options available in the market for web development, such as Laravel.net and whatever. So I'm a developer myself, and honestly, there is no best tool in the market. Market changes all the time, and different tools will provide different utilities for you to be able to do that. So as an example, .NET is very common in corporates. Why? Because corporates depend heavily on Microsoft products, and .NET is the product from Microsoft that works seamlessly with the rest of it. PHP is a very common on the website development. Why? It's very easy to use, it's very easy to learn, and honestly, it's kind of forgiving for errors. So with errors, it's easy to overcome them there. And new tools as of Node.js and Laravel, Bootstrap, and these, every tool of those is having its own advantages and disadvantages. So basically, if you're based on your needs, you are able to decide which tools do you need to learn or to use or to depend on for your website. I hope that answered your question. Now I'm coming to Marwa's question, which is website builders. One of the great things that we are having today is website builders. Starting and creating your websites, it became instead of going through codes, and as you can see here, I bet most of you didn't understand what does this all code do, but the code on the left, the whole code on the left, as you can see here, start with doctype, HTML language, and head, meta, and all of these details produce the 4 lines that you are seeing in the right. HTML, home, contact, and copyright by your name might change. So the developer needed to write the whole code here to be able to generate these 4 lines that you are seeing on the right side of this screen. But today we're having the use of the website builders. They are drag and drop. You are dragging image and you put it in the website. You're dragging a link or a video. You're making text and it will get formatted for you. You are linking pages to pages through that. And honestly, for the most people, this is more than enough to start with their website. If you asked me this question three years ago, I wouldn't recommend any of that. But as of today, these websites are providing very strong tools and comprehensive options that will will make you able to build proper websites and have your content out there in a very fast time. So I built a website using, like, I'm a developer myself, but there was a request, someone reached me for a website, and after sitting with them, understanding what do they need, it was just an informative website. There wasn't any interaction between them and the customer. And I just told them, go to Squarespace, create a website there, and you'll be able to do it yourself. This is hurting us developers in getting development projects and reducing our income. But again, I'm not looking here to increase my income, but getting the best for you. So we are having these two competitors, Squarespace and Wix. Both of them are having, like, which one is better? I don't know. I used Squarespace probably 6 months ago, and it was really good. Wix, my experience with it is around almost 1 year ago, but both of them are competing. And whenever you can see new features in Squarespace, Wix gonna implement it soon, and it's the same between them. So these are a very good starting point to build your website, and they are cheap. These are software as a service providers. So you're going to pay for the service on a monthly basis, and it's very easy to create your website there. For most of you, I believe this will be more than enough. Again, Wix and Squarespace are almost similar. They are competing platforms, and you can find features there and here that you can find here, or the other way around. So try them both before deciding which one to go with, and before paying for them. Both of them are providing free trials for you, and they provide, like, easy way to design your website, customize the colors, customize the branding, customize the different aspects of your website too. And then later we have WordPress and Shopify. These two are more specialized on different aspects of websites. So WordPress is a capable website of having something that you're having continuous news updates on it, or you're having a news website, or you're having a blog. So WordPress is the option for you. So if you're planning to build a blog, or maybe a business that will have continuous updates for the visitors, then WordPress is your choice. If you're planning to sell stuff, or you're having to run a marketplace, then Shopify is a very great tool that's gonna make you start building your online marketplace with your own domain and with your own identity and with your own design for a very small fee and very easy steps. And honestly, even people without any technology knowledge or without any experience in building stuff will be able to use this website builder and achieve great designs and outcome through that. All right, so I hope that answered your first question, Marwa. And I think it answers this question too. So Marwa, earlier in this session, she asked, what if I'm solo founder and manager and executor of my business? Do I still need to buy a website? So these tools are gonna help people like Marwa that's not having a big company, that they are not having a huge startup, to be able to start a website in a very fast and quick way without a high cost there. So yes, I recommend you going for website builders here if you are having this kind of startup. And another question from Marwa is, handmade art projects, what do you recommend for them? Again, if you are selling, then Shopify would be the solution for you. But again, WordPress and Wix and Squarespace are providing this kind of tools too for marketplaces. So it's free to try them all. And honestly, if you're gonna spend 5 days to select the best of them, it's gonna save you tons of days later to select which platform they are going to choose. And another question from Noor. Do you have a recommendation of where to find a developer? Honestly, Bahrain market is full of development companies. I know tens of them just bat of my mind, but I don't want to do any kind of recommendations here for any certain developers, just for not to be biased towards any one of them. I'm not sure how I can reach you later, or you can reach me in the mentorship. I'm gonna recommend for you some companies that I have worked with and they provided a good experience for me. So should you do it yourself or hire? We have both of these options. So as I told you, spend 5 to 10 days on these website builders that I mentioned in the previous slide, and look if they are able to satisfy your needs. If they are doing that for you, there is no need to go for a developer. A developer will cost you way more than whatever that these websites are offering. But again, sometimes your requirements are way higher than whatever these websites are providing. So at this stage, you need to go for a developer that's gonna develop and tailor-made the website for you. And in this case, we have some very good developers in Bahrain. But I don't want to be biased and recommend any of them here right now. But again, there are a lot of good development companies locally in Bahrain. Any questions? All right, no question. Let's continue. So we're gonna have a break on this quote from Bill Gates. Bill Gates said, "If your business is not on the internet, then your business will be out of business," and this is honestly true. Okay, I have some questions here. So first question is from Aisha Dries. Aisha is asking how to track users on my website. So for tracking your users, there is something called analytics websites. These are little bit of codes that you're gonna add to your website code, or even if you're using a website builder, there is already there's already add-ons there that's gonna help you in putting this codes in your website, and they will track every aspect of the users that are visiting your website. So starting like if you have which countries they are coming from, which websites they are reaching to your websites from, which browser they are using, which mobile device that they are using, which area they are living in, what are their age group if Google, if this tracking websites are having it. So there is one of the most used tool there is Google Analytics. And it is a very capable tool to have that, to have the tracking for your website. It's very easy to use and provides very comprehensive reports, and it's free. So it will help you a lot in tracking your users to your website. It's not just how many people has visited your website, it's giving you live data that each person, where did he go on your website, which pages are the most visited, where he's coming from, and how he uses your website, their age group, male or female, and the rest of details that they are having. Another question is from Hassa, is UX is the design of the design stage or planning. So UX is, for whoever who doesn't know, UX is the user experience. User experience is user experience is containing a lot of aspects. UI is the user interface and different stages or the look and feel of your website, how people are navigating the website, and all of that is part of the user experience. The starting of the user experience starts with the design itself. So it is in the design stage. But again, you have to plan your user experience too. So it's not just the UI itself that is going to define the user experience. It's the different aspects of the website itself going to help you to understand what is the best UX that you can provide to the customer or to the user of the website. But usually falls in the design stage. So you have to design your UX right from the beginning. But again, you have to, based on the data that you are collecting from the analytics, to fix your UX or provide a better UX for the customer, for the users of your website. And now another break. So 10 minutes, see you at 7:57. Hello again. I hope you use this break to stretch your legs and move a bit around. So what you are going to have next is the social media. Social media today is having a very huge impact on everything. So a lot of businesses cannot reach wherever they are without social media. There are some businesses that are fully dependent on social media. So it's a very important thing that we target whenever we have our startup. So again, uh, you cannot just go to the social media without having a proper strategy for your social media. And without doing that, without having a proper strategy for social media, I don't think it's a it's going to be a successful journey for you through the social media. So before starting and choosing which social media and what's the content for you will going to be on the social media networks, you need to build your strategy first. So how are you gonna use the social media effectively? First of all, we need to build a strategy, and I'll come later to what kind of strategy you need to build. And then you need to choose the appropriate networks. So again, it's nice to have your startup on every platform that's out there. But again, if you are not using this platform effectively, then it's better for you to not be there. If you're not going to post proper tweets and have Twitter style interaction with your customers, then it's better for you not having a Twitter account. Yes, register it, keep it there, so no one else gonna claim it. But again, don't make it effective and don't promote it. It depends on how you're going to use the social networks. Then this is how you're going to choose the networks that you are going to have a platform on. So if you are going to post videos, long videos, then YouTube is the platform to go to. But if you're not having this kind of content, then there is no point of having a YouTube channel that's going to be not having any content there and will drive your customers away from you. Choose a unique handle. Have your handle unified between the different social media accounts. It will make it easier for your customer to reach you on any social network quickly and without any issues or hesitation. So if you're having your unique handle on all of these social networks, make sure to have it unified between them. Your profile image, let it be from your logo. But again, it's good to be able to follow whatever trends that you're having in social media, because again, one of the key aspects of having a proper social media presence is being able to catch up to the trends properly and being able to have the trends working for your content, and instead of working for those trends by yourself, or having the trends going away without proper usage of them. And one important thing is to do is having a proper design for your pages. As you can see here, each network is having its own design, and your design should be aligned with this network design. So you're gonna need some time to design your interface on every network, dependent on the whatever limits and criteria that networks provide to you. And finally, you need to have your account active and engaging with your audience. Don't be those accounts that are just posting without answering to the questions of the audience, without having any engagement with the questions, with the replies, with the comments from your audience. And don't use social media in a way that you're having a post every 2 months that's going to pop up on the customer's timeline. First of all, the customer going to be away from your network. Second thing, The algorithms of these social networks will not recommend your content to even the followers. As you can see, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are not using the timeline in a way that it used to be. Previously, we used to have a timeline that is showing the posts, the tweets, the, the images based on the time that they were posted. But today it's different. It all depends on the engagement of the customers or the engagement of the followers with your content to be able to reach to further contents for further customers. And we are having the explore pages there, which needs some kind of interaction between you and the customers to be able to show up there, which is going to give you a huge reach and a huge push into your followers and your audience. You'll be having a lot of social media accounts, and it's not easy to manage them all and engage with them or the customers on them all. And going into each network, looking at all replies and replying back to them, scheduling posts, having content for all pages posted at the same time. And this kind of tasks can be done manually, but again, why we should do things in a manual way when there are tools that can help us in doing them in an easier way. As example, we have Hootsuite. Hootsuite is one of the biggest social media management tools. It will help you to manage your Instagram, your Twitter, your YouTube, your Facebook, and it will help you to automate stuff. It will help you to interact with your audience. It will collect the questions, the comments in one place, and you can answer them from the same place. And it will handle for you the social media easily, and it will easify your job in a very, very easy way. So you will not be missing a lot of you will not be missing comments, you will not be missing questions, you will not be missing DMs. It collects them for you in one place that makes it easier for you to engage with your audience. So how do I do my social media strategy? You have to ask yourself these questions. What differentiates you? So it's something that help you to be able to craft your own story. If you can see what differentiates you from everyone else on the social networks and from the competing startups. So you're gonna prepare your elevator pitch. You're gonna prepare the testimonials from your customers. You're gonna ask yourself what makes me unique, and you're going to use that to craft your compelling story that you're going to tell to your social media audience. And then who's your customer? So what age are they at? What genders you are targeting? What locations that you are having? What college degree? So this defines the content that you are going to post. So if you are targeting kids, then the content that you are going to need to post to your social media needs to be targeted at kids. If you are targeting college graduates, then the content that you are having should be on the side of their needs, their visions, whatever they are looking for. The next question that you should ask yourself is, what are your goals? Why do you want some social media accounts for your business? Is it to just establish your brand? Or do you need to increase your visibility? Or is it actually going to be just a way to drive traffic to your website? Or is it part of your sales and revenue growth strategy? All these questions will define what kind of content that you're going to post there. So if you are looking to generate traffic to your website, then the product should always take it to your website. But if it's not the way that you want it to be, then the product should be reachable and approachable and purchasable from your social media itself. How about your brand? Do you need posts that gonna emphasize on your brand itself or the products that you're having? Some startup needs some further brand recognition more than selling their own products or selling their own services. So the brand itself needs to be the center of your social media posts. So it's all depends on the answers of these questions. Now, how you will execute it? What do you need? What tools are necessary? Who is responsible? And how you will measure? There are multiple tools that's going to help you in that. We are going to explain them in the next slides. But again, you are not your own. Instagram application is not the only application that you are going to use for Instagram. There are multiple tools that helps you as a business to manage your social media. Managing your business social media account is not similar to your personal account. You will not have that much engagement with your audience and your personal account. You do not need to have statistics and analysis on the different engagement. You do not need to know what time is the best time to post your account, your content, or what type of content that drives the most engagement. You can see some accounts are using the competitions method to engage the users. Some of them are using questions. Some of them are using polls. So it depends on who's your audience and how do you want to engage with them, and what's your brand image is. And now the question is, the fifth question that you need to ask yourself is, where's your audience? So your product, your startup, who are you targeting here? So are your customers are solely online customers, or do you need to target them at the places that they shop at, such as malls or stuff? Or are they belonging in kind of association, or they are reading some kind of articles or websites or newspapers? These will be your targets to engage your social media network. And finally, when will you communicate? What social network? How often you will post? Will you blog? Will you use videos? This all depends on the stuff that you are selling. And the answers for these questions is not something that is similar for each one of you. So if each one of you will have a different answer for these questions, but these questions needs to be asked before establishing your social media strategy. So next thing is how to market your social media and your website, and how you're going to advertise it. There's a few things that you need to do. SEO, which is search engine optimization, keyword optimization, advertisement, and social media advertisement. So what is SEO? When you want something, look, maybe this is not the case very much in our region, but worldwide, people, when they're trying to find something, if someone wants to have some maintenance for his home, he would go to Google or any other search engine and search for home maintenance. If someone wants to buy a car from a local dealer, he will go to Google and search for local dealers around them. And this is where SEO is a very crucial point for that you need to consider for your website. So how SEO works: backlinks, analysis, traffic, contents, and keywords, and ranking. All of that needs to be considered when you're having your website. Backlinks is having other websites, other social media, other people linking to your website. So if you, and this is something that keeps adding to itself. So when more people link your website going to go higher, will make more people link to your website, and it's going to get you to the first search page. How many times that you look, I wish if that was this question was live and I was able to see you to ask you your questions. How many times that you jump to the fifth or sixth result on Google search? You usually don't. You always reside to the first or second or third result on the Google search. And I don't remember the exact number, but I think only 1% reached to the 10th page of Google search. And that was probably 5 or 6 years ago. I'm not sure about the numbers now, but again, people don't go to further on the search engine. They always look at the first results. So it's important for you to be one of these first results. And then we have advertisement. Google advertisement, Facebook advertisement, Twitter, Instagram, even YouTube. And YouTube is now pushing the advertisement very huge, and it's one of the biggest social networks, and YouTube content is very usable everywhere. So you have to decide and choose where you are going to put your advertisements. So Google Ads will gonna put you on different websites in addition to the search engine itself. Facebook is used for Facebook. I know Facebook is not as big as used to be here in the Middle East, but again, if you are, I'm sorry, not in the just in the Gulf region, but if you are targeting worldwide customers, then Facebook is still the biggest social network in the world. Everyone is on Facebook. It's became the passport for everyone. So it's a good platform to advertise your product there too. And also, it's not just Facebook by itself. Facebook is a bigger network today. They have Instagram, they have WhatsApp, and both of them are having advertising in there. And people are interacting with your advertisement. Honestly, there was a lot of times that some advertisement on Instagram, on Twitter, or even on a website drive me to a new business that I never knew about. So the Google is not just the Google website itself. So Google is going to show the advertisement on Google Search, on Google Play, and Google Shopping, and Google Maps. And all of you use Google Maps. Do you know that you can pay for Google Maps to have your your location marked or advertised to the customers when they search for something similar to your line of business? It's a very undervalued tool that a lot of people are missing, but Google Maps is very used. Everyone's using Google Maps time to time, and having your ad there is something that not everyone's thinking of. So it's good to have your advertisement scattered between different social networks. Don't focus on one, but make sure that you have your advertisement in the right place. What is Google going to provide you? As YouTube advertisements. Google advertisements are on Amazon too. They are on different newspapers and websites, and on some websites that are using Google custom engines. In addition to that, they are showing it on YouTube, on a Blogger, and Google Finance, and different other platforms that Google is owning. So it's good for you to have your advertisement on Google too. And there's different way of putting your advertisements. There's text advertisement, there's images, there's videos, and there's a mobile websites. So make sure, based on your target audience, to choose what kind of advertisement that you should put without being annoying. So I think most of you skipped the video on YouTube, the advertisement video on YouTube after the first 5 seconds. But I saw some very creative advertisement that's gonna grab your attention in the 5 first seconds, that's gonna make you watch the whole video. So it's not just the advertisement itself, it's where do you put it and how do you execute it. An example of how that ads are going to show up on YouTube, on Google. So as you can see here, here as the search term is online advertisement. The 4 first links are very similar to the 5th one, but do you know that the 4th result is the only genuine result of the search that you can see here on this page? The rest 4 of them are only advertisement, and well, people are gonna click on them and they're gonna reach your websites. Social network advertisement is a very big thing too. How many times that we look, people are skipping these ads, but again, they are effective. If you design them properly and if you place them properly and you targeted your right audience, and this is something that social network is is a very huge provider of is targeting your advertisement. So previously, when we advertise in the newspapers, you don't know, like the only thing you know about your target audience is the general knowledge of the people that are reading the newspaper. Today in social media, you can target your advertisement to a certain interests, to certain age groups. So as example, if you are having a tea shop and you want to target it to the people that are interested in tea, or they had tea in their search engine before, search for tea previously, or maybe even posted a picture of teacup on their profile before, or they are coffee drinkers as well. Maybe you want to attract the coffee drinkers too. So based on that, you can target your advertisement to show up only for these kind of people that are from age 15 to 30, that's gonna post their tea glasses or teacups on social media, and they are having interest in coffee, and they visit restaurants all the time, and they are following restaurants account. So you have this customization and this targeting that is gonna provide to you a great impact and great outcome. So before moving from the social networks, any questions? All right. Now we're going to the customer communication tool. So how do I communicate to my customers? There are multiple ways to communicate to your customer. Live chat allows you to directly, like you've been to multiple of websites, and there are lots of them that are having a live chat that you can directly have questions there, and some some customer service representative can answer your questions directly. It's a good tool to have in your website, and it's easy to implement since there are ready-made tools that you're gonna just integrate with your website. One other option is voice over IP. So these are tools that are available online too. So you're gonna have your own call center, but with a very cheap price, and anywhere in the world can customer call you and answer these questions. So there is no phone number or anything. It's just voice over IP that can reach you, and a call center gonna answer it. We have a tool called Twilio, which is an advanced option that have integration with SMS and WhatsApp, and will provide to your customers a two-way communication. So you can have predefined answers to certain questions, and a bot or an AI will directly reply to your customers there. And also we're having WhatsApp. Should you use WhatsApp for your business communication? Well, it depends on your strategy. So how your brand looks. Today, everyone is moving toward WhatsApp communication, since it has become the default or to-go communication platform on our region. So do you need WhatsApp for your business? It depends. Is there any kind of communication that's required WhatsApp for you? If yes, then yeah, go for it. And honestly, use an automation tool that's gonna help you more in handling your WhatsApp. Mariam is asking about Twilio. Is very expensive. Is there a free or affordable solution? I need to check on that. I will check tomorrow and get back to this question tomorrow. Twilio is the most used and the easiest one to use, honestly. But I'm not sure about the free or affordable solutions. I need to check on that and get back to you on that. And one last thing is the social media communications. Instagram, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter are all having direct messages. Don't ignore that. some people are reaching to you through that. Those can be your potential customers, and you have to reply to them. Again, it's better to go to the customer for where he wants it to be instead of forcing him to come to you through your preferred channel. So if the customer ask you on an Instagram DM, answer him there. There is no need to ask him, come and ask me on WhatsApp or contact me through WhatsApp. Or if you ask you on Facebook chat, then just reply there. There's no point of having the customer move from platform to platform just to make your life easier. Instead, it's better that you follow the customer and help them through the platform that they are having. So any other questions? We are reaching to almost the end of this today's session. So if you are having any question regarding all of what happened during the session, please feel free to ask. I'll get back to answer your questions in a few minutes. I don't see any new questions. So going back here. So as you can see here, Startup Magazine is offering those opportunities for internship in these companies. And you can see 2 paid internships in addition to a full-time job in Manama Tech. Visit our sponsor, our partner Majra for more full-time opportunities, and well, apply if you are looking for some kind of these jobs, then, or you know anyone that's looking for these jobs, then apply through this through workshops at startupmagazine.com. The last point that I'm having here is the mentorships. So there will be mentorship sessions for you. So whoever who wants to have a private mentorship with me, he can reach me to answer their questions, to help him with their startup, to provide further technical support to them. It will be one-to-one basis for 2 hours through 5 sessions between August 20 and August 31. So if you are having interest in internship, you can apply for a mentorship. You can apply to the workshops at Startup Magazine by answering these 2 questions, and we'll have the sessions with you and to help you further into applying technology in your startup. All right, so that was the end of the day 1 of the session, and I hope you had a great session here and you learned new stuff here. So today what we focused on is extending your customer reach through website, through applications, through social media, online marketing, and communication. Tomorrow what we are focusing on is what happens inside your company, the tools that you need to use, the applications that will help you and make the technology within your company better and proper. So this will help you in enhancing your operation. And honestly, like, this is what I do in National Bank of Bahrain. This is my job there, is enhancing the internal applications and enhancing the internal operations. So this is something that we are going to look at tomorrow. We finished 30 minutes earlier than the planned time, but I guess I was too fast and there wasn't enough questions. So before ending the session, thank you all for attending and see you tomorrow. Thank you.